this week we're going to see another example of Mother Nature getting back a little of what she's given to us.
Yeah, Shelbyville cubes are the hope for better fisheries in Shelbyville.
Steve Nichols shows us through the lens how habitat is getting a facelift in an aging lake.
Lake Shelbyville is getting a helping hand from a very dedicated group of volunteers.
The lake was built in the early 70s. When they did build it, the coves were full of trees. There were stumps in the main channel on the main lake. There were huge brush piles. Most of that's decayed. And so what we're dealing with now is what we call the aging effect of a reservoir. You lost a habitat for the fish and a declining quality of the fishery.
Now, recent flooding in the lake has helped the fish population.
The flooding actually creates a lot of habitat as it inundates the trees that are still standing, and it creates a lot of food for the prey fish like the gizzard shad and the small sunfish. And then that allows the other fish, the predators, to grow faster because they have all this extra food.
What would happen if we don't have that flooded timber habitat? Or worse, what if there's low water in the spring and even more habitat is lost? Enter the Georgia Cube.
Well, Mike Mounts came in my office and we just were discussing the lake and the lack of habitat on it. And then he kind of told me about Georgia Cube that he was interested in putting in the lake, but he wanted to redesign it.
So what we did is took the Georgia Cube, raised it up off the bottom with the idea of trying to make it more attractive to bass, walleye, maybe muskie, maybe catfish.
So we raised it up off the ground, and then I built a prototype, and then it just kind of took off from there.
No, it launched from there. The Corps of Engineers, IDNR, guides, we're all working together.
Well, we have a great group of volunteers. Basically, Chip Christensen here at Chip's Marine organized all that. He's in touch with a lot of these fishermen out here. He's got good rapport with all of them. And basically through him and word of mouth, we're getting a good group of volunteers out here. And
everybody has a job to do, and they're all working together like a well-oiled machine.
We're going to build 50 today. We're getting the process down, and we're doing it kind of like a factory work. You know, everybody has their job and pass it on to the next guy, and we're getting it down to where we're getting them done really quickly and real good craftsmanship.
Now, this isn't the first rodeo for a lot of these guys. They've been here before.
And pretty much 2017, we built 162. Okay. And then we're planning on building another 250 this year.
And apparently it's been a worthy investment.
2 days after these structures are put in the water, they're already attracting fish.
Not only are they easy to find on your electronics, they're fun. You know, you can come around here and you can work your way up and see which ones are holding fish more that day. And they're just fantastic, easy fishing that are proven and effective ways to hold fish.
And there just may be an added benefit to these structures.
Fish attractors that we've been building, they truly help hold fish, and then they're easier to fish for, and you actually get hung up less, and in return that makes a cleaner lake for everything, from the fishermen, the boatermen, the recreational boaters, and even the fish themselves.
Now, the long-term benefits of these structures is yet to be determined, but the Illinois Natural History Survey will study them to see what kind of lasting effects they will have, if any.
Do they do more than attract fish? Do they actually increase fish biomass in the lake you put them in by creating this bottom-up effect? These structures grow algae, bugs and macroinvertebrates. They use that algae for food, and then fish will then eat those animals. And does that lead to more fish biomass in the lake and a better fishery in the end?
And the initial results seem to indicate a positive impact.
Well, we know they attract fish, so I think they're going to continue to attract fish, and at different times of the year with fish moving on and off structure, fishermen are going to see success fishing on these structures.
And from personal experience, I can tell you that the crappies seem to like them a lot. Through my lens in Shelbyville, this is Steve Nichols, WAND.
Meredith, you've been to Shelbyville.
Yes, I've been to Lake Shelbyville, which it kind of ties into this. It was for a Christmas tree donation, the live trees. They asked for those live trees because the whole problem is they don't have any structure in the lake for the fish to hide in.
Wow. Okay.
So people who come to fish, the fish are dying because predators are finding them easier. So they were putting all these old live Christmas trees in the lake to kind of create structures that the fish could hide in.
Oh, that is so neat.
Yeah, so those cubes are really
amazing.
cool. Yeah, it is really cool. It's,
love that.
They care so much. Obviously, they're coming up with all these different ways to try to protect to protect the lake. So that's great on their part.
I love